I see so many people argue about which Final Fantasy is the best. And some of you may have noticed, I never partake in those discussions. You know why? It's cause all Final Fantasies suck. I'm sorry. But if you haven't played this RPG, you missed out. Actually, a lot of people missed out on this title. A lot. Every one of my friends has played the almighty Final Fantasy. That comes out to about 200 people around me. You know what's funny? Out of those 200, only 2 played this game. Actually, 4 played this game. 2 of them hated it, the other 2 absolutely loved it. I'll talk about this game today, and I'll show you why the 2 said they didn't like it, and why the other 2 said they loved it. But in the end, I'm gonna conclude it by saying that you have to play this game. Today, if it's possible, if not tomorrow or even next week. You have to play this game now. There are 3 games that made me love Squaresoft. You know what? Final Fantasy is not one of them. And this game is on the top of that list. Xenogears, role-playing game by Squaresoft from early 1998.
Excuse me, but do you have...
Oh no, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to...
Hit it!
Alpha 1 to raise your central. Access confirmed. Initializing FitNet. Disconnected. Activating emergency.
Xenogears starts off with a really nice intro. It's colorful, it has a lot of action and drama. And after watching this, people are made to assume that the whole game will go on like this, like Final Fantasy. A bit of gaming and then some FMV, a bit of gaming and then some FMV. You know what? If you play RPGs because you like watching FMV, then don't play this game. Forget about it. Xenogears is not an RPG made of eye candy. I'll say this now. Xenogears is based on a story, and a really good story. I mean, I have to admit, the story is kind of long, and it is actually a little tedious in the beginning. And because of that, some people give up after about 2 or 3 hours. Well, I'll tell you, those guys missed out. Firstly, you have to play this game over 10 hours to actually be able to appreciate how good it is. Because it takes a while for the transition of your habit of playing a Final Fantasy style RPG and then suddenly switching over to an RPG like this, founded on a storyline and not on graphics. Well, I'm not saying that the graphics suck. The graphics are still excellent in this game. And in some aspects, I think the game is visually much better than, once again, Final Fantasy. Like for example, the game utilizes its full 3D engine, and the whole universe of Xenogears is rendered in full 3D. What this allows you to do is look around the whole universe from your own perspective, and this helps you feel your own presence in that universe, and that's really important in an RPG. You can actually feel like you're part of that world and identify yourself with the story itself. And some of the most impressive moments in this game actually come from this 3D engine. As crappy as they may seem at first, in some sequences, simply by utilizing the 3D engine, the game creates an almost theatrical scene by providing just the perfect camera angle. It really is like watching a movie sometimes. I mean, fine, the characters are in crappy 2D and the 3D objects are not as detailed as some, I guess, PlayStation 2 games, but really, when you play the game, that's not how it seems. Some scenes can be very moving and memorable. And the 2D characters that seem so crappy in the beginning, later on, you'll fall in love with them. That's one of the things I really like about this game. Every character, every main character, every sub-character, or even just, the shopkeeper, they all have so much personality. They have their own stories, they have their own cause, and their psychology won't seem fake. Okay, what I mean by that is that, how in some stories, a character is usually extremely evil or extremely good? In this game, it really isn't like that. Every character's personality actually comes from his or her own experience in this game. And this game actually digs into the past of each character and helps you understand why this character behaves in such a way. And this helps you feel for those characters. And that makes the game so much more complete. And one more thing I really have to mention is the music. The music is so good in representing or simulating the emotions of the characters, and just the imagery and the music itself is enough to express everybody's, emotions. And in some scenes, the music is so nice that you really don't feel like leaving the area because the music will stop, but you have to because you gotta move on in the game. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny looking at myself, having a hard time leaving a town because I like the music. But basically, from the very beginning to the ending theme of the game, Xenogears is full of great music, and they actually make the whole experience of this game very enjoyable. Well, I gotta face it though. No matter what I say, to try the game or not will be your decision. But let me put it to you this way. I played this game 3 years ago, in 1998, and every time I played an RPG after this game, I wasn't satisfied because this game gave me such a great experience and the others couldn't do that. Though I have to be honest, I wasn't too sure if I was remembering things right. I was becoming unsure of whether this game really was that great or not. So I decided to play it again this month. That's January 2001. It took me a while to beat it. It took me another 63 hours to beat the game. But after I did, I knew for sure that I wasn't just, hallucinating or fantasizing. This game is better than all other RPGs that came out in the past 3 years. And the reason why I'm talking about this game is because I don't want you guys to miss out on this. Even if you play this game now, 3 years after it came out, the game won't look crappy. I was playing this game and it surprised me that the graphics wasn't that bad. Even for a 3-year-old game, even if you compare it to some of the newer games that you see these days, it still competes. But you know what? This game didn't do that great 3 years ago. It didn't really receive that much of a hype, and as a result, didn't sell that much, and as a result, nobody knows about this game, and nobody tells anybody to play this game. I think that's such a great shame. Guys, or girls, do me a favor, go out and get this game. Again, the store will probably not have this game, so you'll have to back order it. As I said, it didn't sell that much even back then, so what kind of store do you think will still carry this game? But if they do, that's good for you. If they don't, do back order it. I really, really don't want to see people talk about Final Fantasy because all of them, compared to this game, are crap. Really, they are. So play this game. I know you will love it, and after you finish playing it, tell your friends to play it. This was Bo, and I hope your experience with Xenogears is as enjoyable as mine was.
Run through the cold of the night as passion burns in your heart, ready to fight, a knife held close by your side. like a proud wolf alone in the dark, with eyes that watch the world, and my name like a shadow